if you look at the book on the page 36, it may have the month, and maybe you can see in the figure 4.4, we may have a date and the month inside the worksheet name. So we want to do some adjustment to make sure it's able to recognize the month and the year. Otherwise, if let's say I bring the data to Power Query or bring the data to pivot table, it may not able to analyze it correctly. So this is important. So let's see how we're able to do this. If let's say you want to split the data, example in the 4.5, the figure 4.5, we're able to split the data into multiple columns. So depending on the situation, the end result, I want to get the data from the worksheet name as a date or as a time. So let's go to the worksheet called date with multiple worksheet tab. So let me open one of the files and let you observe how the data looks like. Presume this is a monthly tracking. Boss is asking me to track monthly. When I say monthly, one worksheet, 1 month. So it's very common. So I have the data like this. So this is January, year 2030. Oh, this is data law. February, year 2030. How many of you have seen something like this before? You have seen this before. Very common, right? When some people, they have one more worksheet, it say quarter, sum the whole thing together. One more worksheet, and next month, oh, I see that kind of worksheet. Depressed, stress, they want. Not easy. It's okay to maintain the data until the boss asks for reports. That's a nightmare. That's the beginning of the nightmare. So before the nightmare begins, see how we're able to bring the data together. Okay. So we want to go to data, get data from file, from Excel workbook, and we go to the folder date and multiple worksheet tabs. So let's choose monthly tracking version 1. Open the file. Because this is an Excel file, Power Query will ask us which worksheet we want to import. Should I select one of them? Yes or no? No. Let me explain to you. If you want to experiment later, you can experiment. If I do something like this, I will have 2 separate Power Query. One for February 2030, one for Jan 2030. In the future, if I have new version called March 2030, sorry, cannot recognize. Yeah, that is a tricky part. We do not select individually. Unless it's a fix, forever will not change, forever will not have any new data. That's okay. Otherwise, very risky. So what we want to do, we don't select this one. We select by the folder. When we select by the folder, it means whatever new worksheet going to add on in the future. Now, example, March 2030. Can you detect this one? Yes. If I say it's go for December 2030, was able to get it? Yes, because we select by the folder. That means everything within the file. So we want to make the thing scalable. So that's the reason, scalable. So we select this one. So I want to do some correction or do some data massaging. Which button should I click? Transform. Yes, thank you. So when you click transform, it brings the data into Power Query editor. Let's wait for a while. Just click one of the table. So it will show how the data looks like at the bottom. Again, so this is just for you to double check. Sometimes inside Power Query, we cannot see the data easily. These small tips able to help us double check before we go to next step. And we want to keep only the first 2 columns. Select the name and data, right click, remove other columns. right click, remove other columns, and we want to expand the data. And I don't want to use the original column name as prefix, and press OK. If I promote the header, if let's say I have changed type, it will follow by Jan 2030. Maybe in the next year, it cannot find this one, the whole thing screw up, cannot work. So to be on the safer side, we change the name manually. Order ID, change the name manually. Full name. When it has two names, you can add one more space at the back, at the behind. Oh, maybe I shouldn't use. I change this one to month. Much more better. So this will be name. So it will not conflict. But I see the header is part of the data. Like, how to remove the header part of the data? Yes, we can use filter. I want to take out the specific name from that. Got it? So now we are towards the end, and the rest of the changing data type, I leave it up to you. For the month, if you want to keep this one as a date, if let's say I straight away change the data type to date, what will happen? Will I succeed, yes or no? Yes. For the month count data, Jan 2030, Feb 2030, if I change straight away from here to date, will I succeed? Can. Sometimes Power Query is quite smart. It just know, oh, this is month. So it's able to get it right. So by using this method, and this will be in the date, if I want to use this one for some formula, some pivot table analysis, is able to work correctly. And the rest, you can just change the data type, change it. And same goes with the quantity. And then after changing the data type, you can bring it back to Excel by using close and load. Yep, so this is about version 1. After you have done, you can change the data to version 2 and you will expect more data in it. Test it out, see whether does it work for you.